All right, welcome back to Will Interviews. Today I'm here with
Jalen Thompson.
Kobe Green.
Alex Hoskins.
and you guys run a subsection of Lvrs SLC. Could you talk a little bit more about that, what it's called, what you guys are about?
Yeah, so it's Midnight Lvrs, short midnight. And what it basically is just engaging the youth, or, more the demographic of the age of 21 to about 28 or more, whatever you want to be.
Energy.
You said what else?
Energy.
Energy. It's all about energy, man. There's no age limit with Midnight, but, really pushing that young, wild energy in just like the youth. And that's just basically what we do when it comes to like throwing parties, events, art, fashion, just a lifestyle, man. We're just kind of provoking that on everybody.
Yeah,
So.
and right now it's mainly been parties and more nightlife events.
Yep.
It hasn't gone to you haven't done anything in the daytime for midnight?
Not yet, but we're looking forward to that. That's the next move. We're definitely looking for that in the summer. We're already kind of getting that planned, but we're going to keep that under wraps for now. But we got something coming in the summer.
Yeah, and then could you explain how you're connected to Lvrs in general and just like who started that and everything?
Yeah, so my father, Dejon Thompson, he owns Lvrs. Him and my uncle, Dan, which is like my uncle, but it's like not blood. He started Lvrs with my father right before COVID happened. They were already having it in plan. When COVID happened, everybody was in the house, and they just really wanted to figure out a way to bring people back together just because, that really took a strike on our whole world in general when it came to just being social. And so they just wanted to put something together that was going to unite people, bring culture together, music, art, all under one roof.
Yeah.
No matter who you were, you're safe under one roof with Lvrs. And they just wanted to build something, and so they made the Lvrs plan. And then right when COVID ended, the streets opened back up for everybody to go out. We had our first Lvrs event in May. So it was a
May
huge
of
thing.
2021?
Yeah, 2021. So
Okay.
it was a huge opportunity there, and it just kind of took off from there.
Nice, yeah. And then in terms of the midnight events, when was the first Midnight Lvrs event?
Alex, that was August.
Alex, you can speak on that.
It was August 12th, 2021?
Yeah.
That's my
2
birthday.
years ago now.
Oh, happy. There you go,
Hey.
Well,
man.
I'm sad that
We
you
got to
weren't
throw
there.
one.
Hey, run it back this year.
Yeah, we're going to throw one for Will, which is
Yeah.
actually in the plan. That's the
Hey.
plan, so.
I
we can
say
talk about that, Will.
Moonlight Summers was like honestly, the establishment of Midnight. Midnight was never a thing until after we got the opportunity, me and Jalen, to pretty much Dejon passed it down to us to provide a high energy opportunity to the youth, like we were saying, and bring all these college kids and bring people from around Utah that usually aren't in rooms together. We ended up having a big success at Flanker, and that's when we got the idea, trying to get, that rage energy and start Midnight from Moonlight Summers.
Yeah, and then
now we're here.
was that event with Midnight being a thing in mind? Like, were you going into it knowing what Midnight was, or did that kind of spark the idea and then it was on from there?
I think we've always had an interest. I think we've always been Midnight before we actually established Midnight.
Yeah.
And once we were able to figure out what we can do, the impact and the influence that we can have on literally the city that we live in, not knowing, what we had prior to that, being in high school, being around people who we were with before, and kind of just coming together and putting our minds together finally, just really experiencing and finding that out. I think that's where we kind of just sparked the idea that we can do something pretty huge.
Yeah.
And all the pieces really just fell together, and now it's been pretty cool.
Yeah, and from an outside perspective, it kind of seems like you guys took it and ran, like committed with it, because, all of your tags on Instagram are Midnight. Everything's Midnight. If you look at your page, it's all thematic.
Yeah.
Through everything, and it's cool because
Exactly.
it's all building towards the idea, and it helps
Exactly.
the events and it helps the whole feeling of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I saw that you guys just released a video for the last event that you did, the Midnight Equinox. Could you talk a little bit about that event?
Yeah, man. Me and Alex, we always cook up, crazy names that formulate with what the event's going on. So that was the spring equinox.
Yeah.
That was happening. So we just called it Midnight Equinox. And that was kind of real like the birth of the name and the branding. So it was a really, really huge event. We also partnered up with Yuri. Yuri helped with a little bit of creative direction for that. So shout out Yuri. But that was just like our first, I feel like, rounded event when it came to really encapsulating like just the energy of what Midnight was for the youth. It was more of like a smaller setting, with it being at Good Grammar. But I think we did if we had to count the line outside and everybody in the building.
Yeah, you packed it out.
Like 500, 600 people, probably. I think 90 people had to leave because it was an hour and a half wait outside in the line for that venue. So I just feel like the energy, if you really watch the video, man, just you never seen Good Grammar be like that. And that's what I feel like Midnight's about, that no matter what room we go in, it's it makes its own self. It's its own form. Yeah, it's its own entity. So it was crazy. You're seeing a whole-on section of 4 or 5 layers of people just partying in there and just, going crazy.
Yeah,
so
packed as hell cool. Behind the DJ booth and
yes,
stuff.
Sir.
And it's cool that you can adapt it to so many different places. It doesn't just have to be Flanker. It doesn't just have to be Good Grammar.
Yeah.
And you can bring that midnight feeling anywhere.
Yep.
Exactly.
I think to talk about what people are probably here for, could you guys give a full rundown on what's happening with Midnight Chaos and how the 13th is going to look?
Oh, man. Rage. Energy. The highest energy.
I guess start with who's performing, bottom up.
Man. Oh, man. We got Headphone Provision. Sorry.
My guy.
Fire.
Shout out Headphone, man.
We got Spaz. Fire. We got Zoe, San Diego. Fire. And then we got the Zillins. Fire. Just energy all around. Great DJs from, top to bottom. They all got their own vibe, and that's what's going to be special, is that people are going to experience, you might have an idea of what you're going to come into, and you might just think you're going to hear one sound, but it's each DJ has their own sound. And that's what's going to make the night special, is that we're curating an event for you, for people to come and enjoy, for people to socialize, and experience something literally out of the normal.
Yeah, something you can't get anywhere else in Utah. It's just a feeling, yeah.
And that's what I feel like with Midnight is in general, and that's what we really want to bring and show people, especially this event, and that's why it's so important. It's always been prevalent, and what we've done is when you come to Midnight, we always encourage your best outfit, really coming with just energy every time. I just want to what we really wanted to formulate with this was the out-of-state experience that you would get in LA, and San Francisco, and Atlanta, and New York, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just really bring that to Utah, just because when it comes to the nightlife scene out here, I'm not trying to shame on nobody, but I feel like it's only 2 people in the state right now. That's Rainbow Room, shout out my brothers over there, and I feel like Midnight, and Lvrs that are bringing, and Happy Wine Club. Shout out my guy
Happy
Hayden.
Wine Club's great too.
Shout out my guy Hayden, man. Those 3 people right there, I feel really encapsulate bringing everybody together, but giving you something different that you don't see here normally in Utah.
Yeah, different feel at each, but I just think the feel around this one, like you said, it's the youth, it's the rage, like you said, it's great. I love it. And could you expand a little more on Zillions, because I think that's an interesting story, and just getting talent from somewhere else is something that I haven't seen done a lot, but super smart move on your guys' part.
Yeah.
I think it's just opportunity. That's at least from my perspective, that's what I've been most proud of, especially having our little brother right here, Kobe, joining the team in his first real Midnight experience. We get the opportunity from the work we put in the past, and literally all the support that everyone's given us and all the love people have shown us. We got the opportunity to do something huge and bring out a performer like Zillin, and I guess whether you know his name, whether you don't, he's made an impact in New York, a place that, sad to say, Utah would be blessed to be able to touch those kind of vibes, touch that experience when it comes to the nightlife, and we're able to bring that here and give people almost a sneak peek of what is out there in the world. And so just being able to even get that opportunity, like I said, with my brothers right here is it's just a blessing there. That's what's going to make this whole thing super special.
Yeah, and just having someone who plays even just where you live influences the stuff that you play, and just
exactly.
He's seen a different nightlife scene, a different club scene, and he knows stuff that you can't even get here in Utah. So him bringing that energy here is great for you guys.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I feel even just to add on real quick, just the knowledge people, give some people knowledge on just what we're really bringing here is when you have DJs coming from the East and West Coast, like Zillion, you're in an art
Enzo.
district. Yeah, Enzo, and he's from Chicago, went to school here in Utah, and then he moved to San Diego last year. And just the fact that he had his experience out there with Sasha Marie, who's a Selection DJ, which is a huge curated DJ group across the country.
Yeah.
If you don't know about that, educate yourself on that. That's good to get into your music bag, but having Enzo, really be around Sasha Marie and build his DJ bag out there in San Diego, he's on a whole nother level since Midnight Equinox, man. I mean, he's coming with some absolute crazy energy. So he's super excited. But having someone like Zillion in New York, who's been around ASAP Rocky, and Alex posted about that today, just even being on the Rolling Loud set, you know, even being in touch with those
Rolling
people.
Loud, yeah.
Exactly.
Getting, like, touched by those type of spirits, man, and, you know, just really being influential in that way. You got to understand, like, the levels of music and skill level that's about to come in here on Saturday is going to be, like, from, like I said, West Coast to East Coast, even to Spaz, who's well-traveled, one of the best DJs in Utah, Headphone Provisions, one of the most creative people I know, and just bringing all these creative people, even like I said, Yuri helping with this. Like, this is a full production that's happening here on Saturday, so just be ready. Educate yourself if you don't know.
That was actually going into my next question. From your guys' other stuff, this one really seems like a full production with, like, a lot of creative intent, a lot of creative direction. Could you talk about what that shift was for you guys? Because I'm not sure if you did a photo shoot for the last one, but having those photos just released, like, it's real, and there's something more to it just besides the event. Like, there's a jacket people see, like, hey, I really like that event afterwards. Maybe I could go get that jacket. Maybe I could support these guys in another way. Could you talk about the whole creative scope of this one?
Yeah. Dallas, do you want to go?
I mean, I feel like we're really just kind of speaking for ourselves, you know, speaking for the brand, Midnight. You know, we're really, like, showing that not just on a flyer, but, like, in ourselves as our identities. You know? You got to think out here, there's not, you know, sorry to put it like this, but there's not, you know, 3 black kids out here trying to be rock stars at the end of the day. I don't know another group like that out here in Utah right now. You know?
I honestly don't.
So it's like when we have the opportunity like this, and that we were given, you know, another opportunity to come and do something huge. It's like this time we want to really, you know, put almost like put Midnight on the map, at least here in Utah. You know, it's so different, it's so unique what we're doing, and so it's like now it's time to, like, really kind of tap into the brand, really show that, like, we are like the brand, you know, showing people on the physical aspect, showing people on all that scale. So, and
you're putting it on in a authentic way, being like, in that photo shoot, it's all of you wearing it. It's your friends, it's people you know, and your friends are also creative directing in the photos and stuff. It's just like,
you got a whole camp.
A whole camp, and just a whole camp of, like, people who support each other, which I think is great too.
Exactly.
Speak on that, Jalen. Go ahead.
Just like the whole creative process, man, it's kind of an everyday thing with us. I mean, I talk to my brothers every day about creative stuff, even just outside of Midnight, just aspirations of life and dreams that we have. Even my dad, like, my dad's my best friend, man. He's the one that really started this all. Like, even him, you know, being 18 years old and doing the things that he's done. Like I said, it's just a creative process that's been built out for a minute, but I feel like the real shit that we had to see, and me and Yuri and Elliot were talking about this last Rainbow Room event before it, like, all started that night, was we had to kind of start bringing more energy towards our events, because it's just more than posting a flyer, you know what I mean? You got to really make people feel like they want to be there. Like, you have to build that FOMO, but outside of that, it's like, it's not about just parties. You know what I mean? I don't need to shout out any of these warehouse parties for these 18-year-old plus events, but, like, I don't even need to go there. But
we won't even say the name.
No, we won't even do the name. But, you know, with Rainbow Room and Midnight and just Lvrs in general, it's about just really shining light on creatives, people to be themselves, you know, coming to a safe space. And like I said, just having fun, man. Building those memories with people that you love every single day. And that's just what it was. So we had to put the effort towards that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's more than just posting a flyer and being like, oh, pull up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I don't want you to give away any sauce if you don't want to, but I think what you had to say about making it more than just an event, making it more than just a story post, like what went into that this time? Because it is an event, and I could feel it. It's not even something you see being like, because obviously I'm going to go, but for someone else, I could sense that this is something where it's like, oh, I see a lot of people posting this. I see it's actually has a lot of buzz behind it. Like, this is a real thing. I should go. Like, what went into making that possible for this one?
I just feel like in general, like I said, it's just like, it's more than just posting the flyer. But at the end of the day, it's just like, when it comes to this Midnight stuff, man, it's just like, it's really just a lifestyle. And I feel like we just wanted to demonstrate that visually to people to really understand what we do behind the brand and the energy that we bring behind what Midnight is. Because, you know, like, it might be a kid that's 21, barely moved here from California. They don't know anything about Lvrs, right?
Yeah.
Or Midnight or whatever's going on down here in the nightlife. And they see these posts and they go, oh, well, there's people that actually put an effort towards showing me a different side of life, you know, different energy out here. we have to build that for people, because I want people that are 2 years younger than Kobe to come into Midnight and be like, hey, I want to be a part of that. What can I do to be a part of Midnight?
Yeah.
And that's what we're actually building right now. Is we have 2 younger like dogs though. One's named Jay Saint and one's named Junior. They're getting ready to get signed. They're 19 years old right now. They're Kobe's age, but super creative. One owns a brand.
Oh, cool.
Lost Motives. Super creative kid though. And they're getting ready to be signed onto the team. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to build generations of Midnight and Lvrs.
Yeah.
Sign more people onto the team. And like I said, my family, they're always signed. These, my brothers right here.
Yeah.
And just like I said, just other kids that want to be creative. If you're a creative kid, man, get at me. Shoot me a DM, text Alex, anybody that you want to create, graphic designer or whatever, you're always welcome. This is what Midnight's about. This is what Lvrs is about, is creative people and building that together.
And all their ats are in the description, so
There
you
you
have
go.
you have an easy way to contact them.
Text me or email, the Lvrs
Yeah.
email, and that's in our bio. So
I'll
like I
put that
said,
into. I actually, one thing that stood out to me just off the jump before I even contacted you for the interview, who did the graphic design on the cover? Because it went from red to green
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah, so
went off with that.
Yeah, so like, shout out my guy Lumbus. He lives in Europe, and
Really?
he does a lot of he does graphic design for Destroy Lonely, Ken Carson, and Homicide.
Damn.
Homicide Gang. So a lot of the Opium group, but me and Kobe and Alex, I think, been looking at his graphics for like 2 years, and I'm like, bro, like this dude like looks insane. And I've been following him for like 4 years, and then right when it's coming on 4 years exactly, because Whole Lotta Red was coming out for Cardi or whatever, and I saw this graphic designer, so I was like, oh, this dude's sick. And he was doing all of Cardi stuff when that album rollout was happening.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, let me get in contact. And then I was like, hey, man, I'm going to see if I'm going to shoot him a DM. And then he hit me back right away, and he's like, hey, man, I messed with your stuff. I messed with your guys' vibe. Like, I'll do work for y'all. And he was just like, so he did all of the flyer stuff, everything, the logos, like all of our Midnight logos. It's all by him. So it's cool to have, like, something that's built off, like, that pop culture scene.
Yeah.
With that darker aesthetic, with the, Cardi and all them, not to sound like corny or anything, but like having someone that actually directly works with them, work for our stuff.
Oh, it's sick.
It's
Yeah.
just sick. It's just a good opportunity. So that's
Yeah.
Lumbus. Yeah, shout out Lumbus though, man. Shout out
Yeah,
Lumbus.
damn, that's crazy. And that's like, I could obviously tell by what you guys is wearing. It's like it's a definite inspiration. So
Yeah.
being like that directly connected is insane.
For sure.
I just have a couple more questions, but what do
Yeah.
you guys hope happens for Midnight, or what do you hope Midnight looks like in about like 5 years?
Talk to me, Alex.
Oh man,
And that's a long time, but
that is a super long time. I just hope Midnight. Honestly, what's gonna happen to Midnight is it's gonna go as far as we want to take it. To be honest,
yeah,
we're gonna have a lot of opportunity within this next year and a half, 2 years to do things out of state, do bigger things. Obviously there's gonna be, as life goes on, there's gonna be a lot more opportunities where money's gonna come in different directions, and we're gonna be able to, put our money in the right places, to build Midnight and really build onto the foundation that we've already started and take it somewhere. And as we keep doing that, as we keep putting out content, who knows, we might start getting into the clothing side of things. These pieces that we have in these shoots might not just be pieces for shoots. They might actually, be pieces for sale, be pieces that we're going to release and stuff, but.
or selling at events.
Exactly, selling at events.
Pop-ups.
We might have somebody, huge coming out for us, or we might be hosting, some type of block party here in Utah that's, well known throughout the whole entire state. It's known throughout other states too. But, it's all just it's all in the air. It's all, that's really all I can say about it. It's going to go as far as we want to take it.
Yeah, it's all about what you guys put into it. You can talk about that a little bit.
Oh,
too.
yeah, man. I think really, really big, man. And like I said, in 5 years, I want to do like I said, a block party, a yearly block party in the summer would be great.
Take it outside.
Yeah,
would be
taking
sick.
it outside and just doing different stuff, man. But even just doing like a Midnight documentary in like 4 years, man. Just like having a full-on year of just content and tape that was recorded is something, and just putting out our own documentary in 4 years. Because, we have big aspirations for ourselves just outside of Midnight in life. Just really pushing that onto people and showing people what we do and what our lifestyle is about. Because this is more than just events, man. This is like how we are every day. We wake up with this energy. Like I said, we look at creative stuff every single day. I mean, me and Alex and Kobe send stuff creatively every single day. It does not stop. And we've been doing this since like 4 years. I mean, I think me and Alex have been talking for like, 6 years? And I remember we looked at each other and we were like, we're just different. and not in that way, but
You could sense someone was there that's
We're
different
just-
than other friends.
yeah, we just want to be different than like the norm. And I just feel like we really want to push that onto people. And at the end of the day, like I was saying earlier, is like 5 years from now, I want there to be 4 or 5 different, generations of Midnight, so that this can be a continuous thing that's being pushed for people to really represent themselves, because that's what this is about, self-expression, not really falling into tradition and really just being yourself. That's what Midnight represents, is, kind of being a rebel to what, people kind of expect you to do. Dress the way you want to dress.
Yeah, like you were saying, wear a sick ass outfit.
Yeah,
be yourself at the event. Like
Exactly.
there's not much place to be like this in Utah.
Yeah.
So just have a night, just be like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even if you want to and if for anybody that's listening, this deep into the interview, if you want to do something, man, really go out there and do it. If you want to open your own event group, it doesn't have to be Midnight, it doesn't have to be Rainbow. If you want to start your own thing, go start that. If you want to start your own art studio, your own skating brand, you want to build, you want to start a girl wants to start a skating rink and she wants to have it be created with great music. Go do that, man.
Yeah.
Just be creative. And that's what Midnight's about, is pushing it on to people you can do this too. I don't think Kobe 3 years ago could have expected himself to be here. And I don't know one 18-year-old kid in the state right now that's moving like my little brother. And even just like us, really showing that you could do this too. Me being a kid from Rose Park and, Alex being from West Valley, you don't really see kids ever do this, you know what I mean, from where we come from. So it's I want to be that for the next kid that's 17, 16 that looks up to me and he's like, well, I want to be like that. And I just want him to show him that I want you to do more than what I did.
Yeah,
'Cause I'm not selfish. You know what I
you
mean?
can do it. It's out there for the taking, so go get it.
Do it more than me. Do it more than Alex. Do it more than Kobe. And that's
Yeah.
what we really want to push on to people. And that's what Midnight's really about. So it's more than events, but we want to kind of showcase that through. I don't like to say partying, but just through life, man.
Yeah, totally.
And we're gonna live that on Saturday.
Alex, I got a question for you, but it seems like you guys ride deep, really, for Salt Lake, and I like that a lot because you're both born and raised here. I know that the prospect of, if you get big enough to relocate or do events elsewhere is kind of like a next step if you get big enough. Could you guys see yourself ever relocating, or it would just be more one-offs in other places?
I mean, I definitely, I just as how life goes on, I definitely see myself just personally. I'll probably be relocating somewhere, But in doing that, that's gonna give opportunity to be able to start an establishment of Midnight somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean by being able to have the opportunity to take it other places where, I'm gonna be able to do my little digging wherever I go, and figure out another opportunity for, me and the gang pretty much to bring it out to another state and start something there and get our footprint in there. And so that's kind of all ties into that good 5-year plan, into those goals there. But that's just, that's literally just going to happen through the steps that, I'm taking through life, that we're taking through life right now.
Yeah, just
So
gradually
it's
and
just
just
gonna
naturally too.
happen.
If there were a place that you could throw a Midnight event, what's the dream spot? And that
Oh.
all of you answer this. Kobe, you
Dream
gotta talk.
spot?
Come on.
I've for the last 3 spring breaks, I've been able to travel overseas to Barcelona. I've been to Prague, Amsterdam. I've been to Paris, and I would say, if a dream spot, I would love to take a midnight event out to Amsterdam or Paris or Barcelona, Spain, like that.
That'd be crazy.
And that would be crazy. People out there they know what's going on. They party super hard, but I just know midnight. If we do an event like we're about to throw Saturday out there, we'd have the little country in shock for sure.
It would go.
It would.
Kobe, how about you?
For me, I've always had a creative mindset. I've always had a vision for myself. To take midnight to somewhere like New York, a super creative state. That's where I'm inspired from. Not just New York, but a lot of other places, for sure.
Yeah.
So I love to throw a midnight party in New York. It's always been a vision of mine. So.
Yeah. No, that'd be sick. Jalen?
Man, I ain't gonna break the news crazy, but San Francisco would be elite just for me because my cousin Isaiah, he's gonna be in this video we're about to drop pretty soon.
Yeah.
But it'll be out by the time the interview comes out. But my cousin Isaiah, he lives in San Francisco. He's gonna be out there about 2 more years, and Enzo's out there in San Diego, which is about 3 hours away. But somebody else is going out there to San Francisco. So that's a place for me. The culture is very, very wide ranged out there.
Yeah.
And people are kind of already introduced to this type of vibe that we produce. they have the similar aesthetic to a lot of what we do. So I feel like that would be a really great place, and that's like probably the first place I want to take it. And then Lumbus actually was talking about doing something. Kind of just in the future, though. He goes, you guys keep rocking this out, man. Like, let's get up. Because he does his own stuff out there.
He does events?
Yeah, his friends do, DJ sets out there. So, and they play, the same type of music that we play, like the higher energy. A little bit of mix of house music, because that's just so prominent out there in Europe.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so what Alex basically said, New York would be crazy. We start building great connections with Zillion. That would be a great place to go also.
Yeah.
I think he'd be happy about that. When we rock this room out Saturday, and like I said, San Francisco would be great.
San Francisco probably gonna be the spot though.
Yeah.
That just look out for that.
You guys are talking about it like it's gonna happen. So I'll be on the lookout.
We're good. We're working though. We're working.
Yeah.
We're working. We're in
It's
the
in the
works.
works.
Is there anything else you guys want to promote about your event? Anything else we should be on the lookout for in terms of posting? This is probably gonna go up around Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. So man, the only thing I'm gonna say is get those tickets, because it's gonna be, it's cold outside, so make sure you get your tickets fast.
There will be a pre-sale line.
There will
Want
be
to
a
get in that
pre-sale
door
line.
fast? Get them tickets.
Yeah, if you want to get in through the door right away, get your tickets right away. Like I said, $10. That's cheap, man. That's nothing. It's not no $15.
And they're going up.
$20.
Are they
They're
going
gonna
up?
go up. They're gonna go up the day of the event. So make sure you get your tickets fast, man. There's gonna be 2 separate lines. There's gonna be at the door. And then there's going to be a pre-sale line. So if you bought your ticket already, you get in there quicker so you don't have to stand in the cold. So
yeah, and
there's
get
that.
there at 9 or 10 to see
Yeah.
Headphone Provisions play.
Yeah.
That dude is insane. I saw the set that he's cooking up. I went to his place. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, get your
Shout out
tickets.
Headphone.
Get there quick. And thank you guys for doing this. I really appreciate
you,
it, man.
Will. Love, family.
Yep. All right. I'll see you
Appreciate
guys on the next one.
Yes, sir.